Hi there, thanks for joining me in our safe bubble, just taking time out from life. Just taking this time for ourselves to be kind to ourselves and have that little bit of self-care which we all deserve. So I'm glad you found the time to join me. And today's video we're just going to literally be taking it very slow and easy with some writing and some reading, page turning, gentle hand movements to allow you to simply relax. Take a deep breath and leave what's worrying you at the door. Taking time for yourself shouldn't be always left to the last moment, but often we do. As much as I try myself, sometimes you can just find yourself getting caught up with the day-to-day jobs and tasks and goals. I've been reminding myself recently about my jar of life. And it was just really when I was sorting through paperwork and bits and pieces, and I came across this pinboard that normally I often had up in front of me to remind me because of sorting rooms out, it had been moved, so I wasn't looking at it as often as perhaps I should have. And came across my note about the life jar of stones. And questions to ask yourself to help you keep going in the right direction. One is, who are you modelling yourself on and why? Number two is, what is the next one thing you want to achieve? Now that next one thing that you want to achieve is your rock. That's literally the reason why you should be doing all the things that you do. What do I need to do? Remind yourself, what do you need to do to enable you to get to your rock? Number 4, where will I find the time? Think to yourself about where you can make time versus manage time. So often we put everything else before what we actually want to do, but what we want to do is also very important. So we shouldn't feel sorry or continually obligated. Try and find the time that you need to enable you to get to your rock. And in your jar of life, you have to put your rock in first, and then the other things in life that are important to you are the larger pebbles, and you can place those in your jar around your large rock. And then once you're happy with your large rock and your large pebbles, you can fill in the rest of your jar with little stones and sand. And these little stones and sand are the everyday tasks, the emails, the admin, the cleaning, the hoovering, all of which we have to do. But if we fill our jar up first with all the little bits and pieces, there'll be no room for our rock, the one thing that we want to work towards, and there won't be any room for the large pebbles of all the things that are very important to us. But it can so easily happen that we fill our days with being busy with little bits and pieces, and the day just drifts away. I find it too often myself, so I'm having to remind myself a lot at the moment to focus on what's important and what means the most to me. Sometimes I have to remind myself, are you doing more than 1 hour per day in social media or emailing? Everything is important, but so is our time. It's a commodity that we can't get back. So I try to remind myself just to walk away from my laptop when I can. And my note here, number number 9 that says, jot hints and tips, but only jot them if they apply, and it will help you towards your rock or big stones. Again, so often we can get caught up in YouTube videos or bits and pieces or Instagrams or messages and so on, and they can be fun for a while, and we can write notes of bits and pieces, but really we need to stay focused and continually ask ourselves, is this going to help me get to where I'd like to be? Ask yourself, what excites you? What really excites you? What will keep you interested? Not somebody else, but what will keep you interested? What do you love? Take a moment and ask yourself these questions. And if you're looking to be an entrepreneur or an author, ask yourself, what does your market want? Not necessarily what you think it needs, but what does your market want? What do you love? What will keep you interested? And what excites you? I have also on here a little reminder to myself with a little smiley face. When you are creative, you are happy. So create. I have a note about National Book Lovers Day. A note to remind myself to do regularly posts using Canva, which is excellent for designing all sorts like Twitter posts, Instagram, book covers, Facebook, logos. Targets and goals I'd like to meet. Author marketing. It's a good site. A note to remind myself when any of my books are free to post them on Facebook pages like Free Kindle Books or the Book Reader magazine or Free Today, Kindle and Beyond. And as I try to be an advocate of freedom seeking, to follow your own path, choose your own life. I have my little mantra here. I will hunt my freedom as I choose to feel free. I am ready and capable of choosing my own path. I commit to myself to experience my life as my true self. A little note down here about unique selling points with the wow factor, W-O-W. W is who to. The O is for outcome. What am I trying to achieve? And the other W is why someone would buy your product, buy your book, follow you. Just why? A little bit about reviews. Down at the bottom, about reviewers. Some notes here about the ASMR community, about trigger therapy, affirmations, meditations, relaxing, and also for those are writing, some Twitter hashtags. Let's move that there. From Amazon, hashtags ebooks, hashtag book buzzer, hashtag book giveaway, hashtag Kindle bargains. And if you're doing any free books, free book clubs, free books for Kindle, and a variety of different pages on Facebook. And in fact there's many. So I was quite pleased I rediscovered my board, and will certainly pop it back up right in front of me to remind me to do what I can to enable me to get to the rock and place that in my jar first. I thought we'd have a little chapter from the One Tool for Life, which is about how each of the arms on a Swiss Army knife relate to how we can achieve our goals. The large blade. What does this one mean to you? This arm of your trusty Swiss penknife plays a big part. Well, it's one of the largest arms on your knife, and one of the largest things for you to remember or simply remind yourself. Every time you pull out your penknife and open this tool, I would like you to think about yourself, as this represents you. Why, I hear you ask? Let's have a look at the word blade. It can mean a couple of things, but let's look at it to start with in terms of a blade of grass. Standing solely on its own individual, proud of its one job to stand tall, not reliant upon other blades to hold itself up. Yes, it needs help to grow, but don't we all? The more help we get, the stronger we are. A blade can certainly be part of a lawn and in turn form amazing features, but a lawn cannot be produced or appreciated unless it didn't start off initially with that first blade. Are you interested in starting your own business? Would you like to make a difference locally or globally? Sometimes looking at the whole lawn in one go can be both off-putting and daunting. In that moment, it can be the point where someone changes their mind, defers and retreats. But stop looking at the lawn ahead of you and start focusing on the blade. It is just as important, and before you know it, your blade may just turn into a much loved, respected or appreciated lawn. Be proud of yourself and your individuality. After all, a blade is simply an individual or something that can be bigger. You are your own person. The blade next to you will never be exactly the same as yourself, and that's okay. There is no better blade, just different, and together great things can happen, but not at the expense of how you look after yourself first. If you neglect your welfare, the blade will suffer. So stand up tall, shoulders back, and own yourself. But you said there were other meanings. Yes, I certainly did. Not only does this represent or remind you to look after who you are, but this handy blade is your key to success, achievements, and some good times. We only have to look at a boat that has a propeller. It is the blades on that propeller that drives the boat forward, takes it in different directions, allows you to get where you are going. Your blade can propel you to wherever you want to go. It's yours, so enjoy the journey. And let's not forget about the fun side of life. Cue rollerblades. Life should not be a constant drama. Going from one problem crisis to the next. Having fun is not an option, it should be compulsory. We'll all perform better when we have had time out to enjoy the fun stuff. It relaxes us, it recharges us, connects us, and exhilarates us. So be yourself, own yourself, propel yourself to where you want to be. Claim those dreams and aspirations. Have success and all that comes with it, but never at the expense of having some fun too. Let's mark off that chapter to say that we've read that. My feather pen's gone. That's what. updated my journal for a little while either. So just in this time together, if you're like me and you like the sound of paper, writing, this calculator here works. It's part of my notepad that I use. Now I must find my feather pen because I prefer to use that with my journal. I have in fact got a candle here, but it's got a tiny little wick, and as you can see, as soon as you move it, it goes out. It smells very nice though, very sort of warm vanilla. Anyway, I hope this time together has relaxed you or eased any anxieties a little bit. Just to know that you are safe in our safe bubble for this time. And I'm so pleased that you join me. You take care of yourself, and I look forward to welcoming you again very soon.